Morning guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today I can't actually believe it, today I'm disembarking Costa Diadema at the end of my 14-night cruise. So it feels, really weirdly, it feels like 5 minutes ago, but it also feels like a year ago that I got on this ship 14 nights ago. I had a strange flashback yesterday when I thought, wow, this has completely, completely disappeared. So anyway, look, in this video, I'm going to show you what Disembarkation Day is like if you are planning to come on a Costa cruise, because before I came on, I had very little idea of what to expect. I also hadn't seen too many English speaking YouTubers talking about the subject. So yeah, I just had no clue what lay in front of me when I joined this ship 2 weeks ago. So time now, it's 10 to 8, which means that in 10 minutes I will be probably politely kicked out of this room by my cabin steward, who will be dying to come in and sort it to turn it all around. So yeah, won't be too long here. But in terms of what we've got, right, documentation is relatively similar to what you would get with every other cruise line. So a couple of times during these vlogs, I'll have mentioned the Augie a Bordo, which is like the What's On magazine or whatever you want to call it, the daily schedule maybe for the ship. Now, usually when I open this up, it's full of activities, but today it's not, because today it's, I guess this is specially made for the people who are leaving. So it's changed now to say, welcome to Barcelona, it was great having you on board, and then a couple of bits about the night before, and then what you need to leave the ship. Now, when you open it up, you've got an advert for your next cruise, you've got a couple of bits about what you can do for breakfast this morning, and then when you open up here, you've got an advert for the post-cruise survey. So, it's a real big change, because usually this document would be 3 pages, 4 pages of just things to do and things that are going on out and around the ship today. Now, a couple of key things to mention. So, actually, before we do, the other document is your luggage label. So, this is one of those ones that you take off, you rip this side off, which I have done here. So, this one tells me that I am white C and this is my bag number. Hopefully we won't need a bag number because it won't go missing. But all I need is that little slip of paper there, which I haven't had to use this one, but if there were 2 people in this cabin, then this one would go on our second bag. But because it's only me, I only need one. But on here, really easy, you've just got your name, your cabin number, and your phone number. So this is actually easier than what I've seen with some other cruise lines where you have to put like the ship name, the vessel number and whatnot on it. So yeah, really, really straightforward, and you just hoop that around your bag and just put that on top of the, like on top of the handle on your suitcase, and that's totally fine. Now, couple of bits. Now, we should probably start today by talking about yesterday, which definitely I wouldn't do this often in a vlog, but the reason why we need to do that is that there's 2 key things that you need to think about for disembarkation night, or the night before. Now, number 1 is definitely exclusive to Costa, and I was really, really impressed by this. Now, when you come onto the ship, and I will mention this in more detail in my kind of more full review in a couple of weeks' time, but when you come on the ship, you are introduced to what is known as an English-speaking international hostess. Now, in our case, Kaylee, she has been absolutely excellent. One of those people who's been with Costa for years and years and years, but she is very, very good. Now, basically, your English-speaking hostess on the final day essentially hosts like a 30-minute meeting to talk to you about luggage labels, disembarkation times, disembarkation meeting points, how does disembarkation day work, how do you settle your bill, and loads of different points. She mentions them in a 30-minute presentation, and it's so, so useful, because even up until yesterday, I was a wee bit nervous about today, just because I had never even seen a luggage label from Costa, so I just didn't know what to expect. Now, the second thing to talk about is luggage. So, the Costa rule is exactly the same as every other cruise line, where the night before, you need to have your luggage out in the hall, ready to be collected. Now, the magic time on this ship is 1am. So, providing your suitcase is out in that corridor for 1am, then it'll get collected, and that's absolutely fine. So, yeah, I think this is the first cruise that I've been on in years where my luggage was out there before about 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, a pat on a pat on the back for me on that one. Now, other than that, it brings us to this morning, and I'm going to go for breakfast up in the buffet. So I can see on here that opened at 6:30, so it's open early, and it closes at 10 for the main buffet, and then late breakfast runs 10 till 10:30. Now, in terms of disembarkation meeting points, I am White C, as you can see here. And down at the bottom, if I can shimmy forward and show you a little bit down here, you can see disembarkation slots down at the bottom of the Oggi a Bordo. Now, my slot is 9:45 in the Grand Bar on deck 4, so I've got plenty of time. And actually, someone said yesterday that your Costa card will continue working until midday, at which point that's the kind of final kick-off. But to be honest, if I can stay on till 9:45, that'll be great, because I can have a really leisurely breakfast and chill by the pool for an hour before then going down to get off the ship. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to what I hope is going to be, I mean, I probably shouldn't, famous last words, I shouldn't say this, but I'm looking forward to what might be a lovely, calm, organised disembarkation. I also travel with Apple AirTags, which is one that I haven't plugged that before, but I really, really would recommend that. Now, that means that I will be able to tell this morning when the ship docks, when my luggage leaves. I'll be able to just make sure that the whole time I'm on the ship, that bag remains in the luggage hall, so just to make sure nobody else disappears with it. But yeah, look, I think it's probably time for us to leave this room, because my cabin steward will be dying to get in here. And yeah, let's head up, grab some breakfast, and then, to be honest, just have a bit of time chilling up on the deck of the ship. Brilliant. Head up and get some food. Okay, so breakfast done, and yeah, just like that, we have now docked in Barcelona. Now, this is one of my favourite European ports to dock in for a number of reasons. Number one, because I just love the city here. But number two, and this probably is number one, the ship geek in me has an absolute field day here, totally unashamedly. So we have docked directly behind, so just here, you've got one of the AIDA ships, which I haven't seen before. It looks pretty new though, so I need to check that. And then coming in just over my shoulder at the moment, we've got Explorer of the Seas, which was one of the Royal Caribbean ships. So if you followed this, if you've watched this whole vlog series, then first of all, thank you. But secondly, you'll remember from Malaga, we actually were docked directly beside that ship. So we spent yesterday at sea all day, and as we were sailing along the coast, we could see that that ship was actually docked in one of the other ports in between Malaga and Barcelona, but we obviously just stayed on the ship all day. So yeah, I think we're about to get a pretty impressive sail past. I'm not sure where Explorer's going. I'm assuming that in front of us there must be room, because back there didn't seem to be a huge amount. So I'm hoping that she's about to sail past us. It looks, yeah, well, I mean, the ship has fully rotated round now, so yeah, I'm hoping that she's going to go all the way back, which will be quite impressive. But yeah, time-wise, it's only 9 o'clock, so I've had breakfast, I'm now out here. The meeting time is 9:45, but actually speaking to someone at breakfast, that's not you meeting to get off the ship, that's you meeting just for them to help you get off. So from that point, they reckon it'll take another half hour or so anyway. So, see, to be honest, I'm probably just going to go back downstairs to the buffet, grab some fruit, get some melon and whatnot, and then, yeah, come and chill out here in the sunshine, because a quiet cruise ship deck is an opportunity that I can just never, ever, ever pass up. I mean, if I show you just round this corner at the moment, you can see how quiet it is behind me right now. There's just nobody here, presumably because Barcelona is a port where quite a lot of people will be changing over, but it's also a port where there's quite a lot to see, so people will be up ready to get off the way that I was for the last couple of ports. But yeah, if I show you behind here, that's the roof of the swimming pool, by the way, that comes back. But I mean, there's one person up there watching us sail in, so yeah, this is ideal conditions to just chill out for a bit. So yeah, look, I'm gonna head in, grab another another bite to eat, but I promise it's fruit, and yeah, hopefully watch this ship sailing past, and then we should be ready to head down to the Grand Bar to think about getting off the ship. Okay, so it's 9:30, which means I have got, 15 minutes before going down to that meeting point, and do you know what, this is probably, well, potentially the most chilled I've ever been getting off a ship. I'm really struggling to open this napkin, but apart from that, very chilled. Now, my plan now, I'm just going to chill here, have some fruit, which I promised that I would have, so I'm going to have some fruit, and then head down. So one other thing that I wanted to mention was that they actually do like a hand luggage deposit on here, where I didn't realise cruise lines did this until my last one, and it's such a lifesaver on disembarkation day. Rather than you leaving the cabin at 8 o'clock in the morning and then pulling around a suitcase, which is what I've done every other cruise. I'm so annoyed that I've just learnt this. You can usually go somewhere to drop it off and they'll keep it for you until you're ready to leave. So in my case, it's just over there, down at the other side of the indoor pool, and it's free of charge. They give you like a little ticket. So on here, they've given this, which they basically give you one card. It's just like a cloakroom. They give you one card and then they put another card or a tag or whatever it is onto your bag, so that when you go back, they know that guest 1951 is me, so that's what bag I need to get. So yeah, I will always do that going forward. I'll always still carry my backpack with me, just because like it's got my laptop and stuff in it, but to get rid of like books and stuff, it's just so much easier than having to lug it around all day. Anyway, look, I'm gonna shoot and eat this before I run out of time, and I guess this is probably the last time that I'll speak to you properly before we get off the ship. So after this, I'm gonna go down, get my hand luggage, and then head down to that bar down on deck 4. By which point people might have head off, by which point they might not have. Who knows, but I'll head down to the meeting point and see. And then after that, as sad as it is, and I hate saying it, but it'll be time to get off. So there we are through the terminal and now waiting to head into the city. Now, one thing that I always pass on, if you are cruising in or out of Barcelona, the cruise lines will always try to sell you a shuttle bus. So when you dock, you will have the ability to jump on a bus which is organised by the cruise line. They will take you into the city and they'll bring you back if you're here for the day. Or if you're finishing your cruise here, you'll probably be able to jump on a bus and it will just take you and leave you in the city. Now, that usually will cost about €10, but the tip that I have for everyone is that if you come out of the terminal, there should directly outside just be a bus that says cruise bus on it, and that's the official shuttle organised by Barcelona Port. So you go over, it's cash only, or it was today anyway, so you give them €3 and that will take you into the city. I think that will also bring you back. Now, I obviously don't need to come back because my hotel is about a mile from here. So I'm going to use it as a really cost-effective way to get into the city, to then mean that I'll be, like 0.2 of a kilometre or something away from my hotel. So yeah, let's jump on the bus, head into the city, and I'll catch up with you when we get to my accommodation. Okay, now I am in my accommodation here in the city centre in Barcelona. So yeah, what I would say, initial impressions of this place, do you know what? I'm happy. This is definitely budget accommodation. So yeah, there's no shying away from the fact that when you're travelling full time, there is no ability to constantly stay in the Ritz. So yeah, where I'm staying this weekend. So this weekend in particular was very, very expensive in Barcelona. It won't help that I'm staying Friday night and Saturday night, so it's the two peak nights of the week. It also won't help that weather-wise it is beautiful because we're getting to that time of year now where Barcelona does really begin to spike in popularity. So yeah, I have paid about £200 for 2 nights in what is a 2-star hotel here. Now, some people will be thinking, oh my goodness, 2 stars, that's really low. And do you know what? I looked on booking.com and this place gets 8.5 out of 10. So I thought when I booked it, how bad can it actually be? And I've arrived now. The air conditioning is on. I'm in my, my own room. It's only a single bed, so that could be better. I get my own bathroom, which is all en suite. So anyone that's travelled on a budget in Europe will know that, yeah, sometimes you end up hiking up 2 or 3 flights of stairs to go to a shared bathroom. So yeah, I think I've lucked out here. I am perfectly happy that this is my little cocoon for the next 48 hours. Now, disembarkation day today has been, honestly, it has been an absolute breeze. I've found that just so easy. Now, the other lady who I met on the cruise, who was also a solo traveller, who was also from Scotland, I know, we actually disembarked the ship together. So, Marilyn, if you're watching this, the last 2 weeks have been an absolute pleasure. But yeah, we were hanging out down in the bar and then we got off the ship at the same time. She took a taxi out because she was staying out by the airport, and then I took the shuttle bus, as you know, along to here. Now, the whole process was completely flawless, and what I've got it down to with these European cruise lines is that because they're embarking and disembarking at every port, you don't ever really get that experience of having 5,000 people trying to all get off or trying to all get on. So due to the fact that I guess the density of people is much lower, you don't wait in queues. You don't get trapped in big crowds. You're not waiting at the gangway for ages to get off. That today, if I had every single cruise disembarking like that, then yeah, I will have won a watch, because guaranteed later this year there will be some cruise lines and some cruise ships, which I won't name right now. I'm particularly nervous about my next one, but there'll be some cruise ships that it will take a long time to get on and off. Now, anyway, in terms of what's coming up now, so I, to be honest, am now delighted to be here because I'm going to get changed into my running stuff and go a run down the coast, because Barcelona is just so gorgeous down by the beach. So I'm going to go and do that. On the channel, I'm then coming back to try and finish today my full ship tour of Costa Diadema, because I'm so excited to show you that. So hopefully by the time you watch this video, you'll be able to click over on my actual channel, and you'll be able to see the full ship tour for yourself. Because yeah, I think it's going to be it's going to be an interesting one to show all of you. Now, anyway, I'm here for 2 nights, and as you know, I'm living primarily on cruise ships for the rest of the year. So, what is my next ship? Well, I am delighted to tell you that my next ship is one that I still can't really believe that I'm going on it. So my next ship is Symphony of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. Now, this will be the biggest cruise ship that I have ever been on. It's also my first ever time cruising with Royal Caribbean. So yeah, there's a lot that I need to try and take in over the next couple of days. I have got 48 hours to now shut off a little from Costa Diadema and tune in to Symphony, because I now need to look at the deck plan. I now need to understand where my cabin is. I need to understand so much about the ship that at the moment I have been blissfully unaware, because I've been thinking about 2 other ships. So yeah, 48 hours here. I then board Symphony on Sunday, and I am planning to vlog that, but also pull together some kind of different content from that ship as well. Because yeah, this is the first of a couple of Royal Caribbean cruises for me this summer. So yeah, I am so excited to get on board on Sunday afternoon. But look, for now, I guess all that's left for me to say is thanks so much for following along on my Diadema series. Now, it's not over from Costa yet, because after I get off of Symphony of the Seas, I'll be jumping on both Toscana for a couple of cruises, and also Smeralda, which is 2 of their much, much newer ships. So keep watching, and I'll show you the difference between an older ship, aka Diadema, and a newer ship, aka Toscana and Smeralda. So that'll be coming, again, just over the next couple of weeks from the point of this video going live. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you have, it would be amazing if you could give this video a thumbs up, which you can do down below, hopefully over that side. And if you fancy joining me for the rest of my adventures this year, then please absolutely feel free to subscribe to the channel. And it would be brilliant to have you along on the journey as I explore many more ports and many, many more ships. But look, for now, I'm going to go and get my running stuff on and run down to the beach. But thank you so much, and I will catch up with all of you on Sunday as we board Symphony of the Seas here in Barcelona. Brilliant. Cheers, guys. Bye.